Acting Commissioner of Prisons William Alexander wants prison officers to know he understands the stresses attached to carrying out their duties. He says as their head, the officers have his full support. Mr. Alexander thanked them for continuing to perform their duties, even in the wake of increased attacks against prison officers. He made the comment before a joint select committee of Parliament on Friday morning.
Challenges, especially recently, have stuck to their task and maintained their oath in holding and treating their clients. Those who may be intimidated or feel pain at this time, your commissioner is in your corner. God is on our side.
Officials in the National Security Ministry agree more focus needs to be placed on the mental health of remand inmates. This as the Joint Select Committee of Parliament on Friday inquired into the human rights of the remandees. While there are several psychological programs available for inmates in this country, the Acting Commissioner of Prisons believes they can be improved. Janine Brown reports.
Schizophrenia, depression and drug-induced psychosis are just a few examples of the mental illnesses national security officials say some prisoners suffer with. Acting Commissioner of Prisons William Alexander outlined some of the programs presently offered to treat with such conditions.
We must recognize environment affects behavior. We have access to clinics that are available in the public space. We have programs that we have created to release the stress level. We have also embarked on programs to reunite the families so that they get this social support.
But with some 80% of remandees not undergoing psychiatric evaluation upon admittance, it's unclear as to how many enter with these conditions or develop them in their new surroundings. Mr. Alexander says it's time to establish an effective screening process.
That is expensive and resource intensive to pursue at this time, but it is something that needs to be done. The prison affects the society in a very significant way. And if we don't pay attention to the prison, the society will be affected.
Director of Vision on a Mission, an NGO which focuses on helping deported nationals reintegrate into society, called for a psychological department to be established in the prison system. As he says, beyond the screening, inmates need to be rehabilitated.
If it's every 3 months, every 4 months and the like, not only in terms of screening, but having them placed before the doctor, having them placed before the psychiatrist and the like. Yes, it's a lot of work, but if we're talking about corrections, that is how corrections operate. In terms of processes, in terms of timelines for classification and reclassification, assessment, reassessment, so that you can actually develop a profile.
The conversation was part of a Joint Select Committee inquiry into the human rights of remandees. Janine Brown, C News.
A call was also made by Executive President of Vision on Mission, Wayne Chance, to change rules that give remand inmates a choice to join programs which will aid in rehabilitation. He was speaking during Friday's Joint Select Committee inquiry into the human rights of remandees. Currently, they can choose whether or not they want to take part in upliftment programs offered by the prison.
The likelihood of that person coming and saying, "Officer, I want to change," is very, very small, right? They would try utmostly to remain within their circle. So it is the onus is upon the inmate, the officers, to be the motivator, to encourage those persons to assess programs. So if you leave it up to them, they would spend the whole 5 years, whatever period of time, just within the circles, etc.
Acting Assistant Commissioner of Prisons, Sherwin Bruce, said it's not that easy to make programs compulsory for remandees.
You can't prepare somebody for integration from there, because if he doesn't go home, how do you measure what's happening? A remanded person is innocent until proven guilty. They come with rights. Forcing someone into a program, I'm innocent, I didn't commit the crime. Am I going to the program? Am I admitting I'm guilty? All these things are taken into consideration by the inmate.